March. Players, since before your sun burned hot in space and before your race was born, I have awaited players.
Hello and welcome, you architects of fate. You have once again found yourselves in the self-proclaimed only Twitch TTRPG stream that allows you, the viewer, to change the shape of history, and it costs you nothing. You simply have to spend fate chips in chat. Now, fate chips are the loyalty points that you, the viewer, earn just by watching, following, hosting, subscribing, or engaging with us in chat. You can use your fate chips to alter skill rolls, heal players, and bring a custom item or new encounter into the game. Just use the redeem command in chat and who you want this action to affect, and we'll take it from there. Now, tonight, we are playing Star Trek Adventures, Bajor Rising. And again, tonight, because of a number of players being unavailable, we're going to do what's called a side trek, which is a short story adjacent to the main story. And tonight, the episode is Talon. Now, joining me tonight, we have our excellent cast. Nathaniel as Lieutenant, well, I don't know, is he Bajor or what is he?
I'd probably, right now I am Lieutenant Bajor, but I'm still undercover using my cover identity. But for this...
oh, okay.
But see what happens.
And all to welcome Drew Neutral, who is joining us. And he will be playing Lieutenant Alex Morgan. Do you want to say anything about yourself for the folks out there in the audience?
Excited to be here. Ready to play some Star Trek Adventures.
Okay. Oh, you guys did. I just saw the graphics. Okay, this is doing well. All right, so what we have is this is actually part of Bajor Rising's forward to yesterday. When we last left off, the team had breached the monastery taken over by the Cardassians at the Lathoran labor camp. And Lieutenant Bajor, who is undercover as Thol Hasser, has just done something unseemly to a guard, or seemly, depending on how you feel about guards and Cardassians in occupation. So you want to describe what you've done?
So, having had a really crappy day, losing commander, losing my ship, losing the ship.
Oh yeah,
really. So
yeah, I forgot about that.
How can I forget about it? I love that ship. I built the damn.
Yep.
I decided to focus my pent-up aggression against making an incursion into this stronghold. And after a firefight, which ended up in our favor, breached the command center. And at that time, decided to ignore some of the posted signage and jabbed my mek'leth right into the back of what I thought was the camp commandant, but apparently it was just a pitiful Cardassian paper boy, paper person, whatever.
Okay.
And yeah, he's dead. Like, pull up.
So Tupac is standing there a bit aghast, and I believe Izun was coming up the corridor. So while you're in his office, do you want to do any reconnaissance or any intelligence gathering?
Yeah, I'm going to go over to the commandant's communicate command center / desk / data pad. Thank you. That's it. And start seeing if I can get into like whatever access I can get, because I want to see Manifest. How many people are here? How many doors can I unlock? Like, more
Okay.
information I can get, the better.
All right. What I need is a security and let's go with control for right now. And let's generate a couple successes, shall we?
See if I got anything.
And your current.
I do have a talent that helps. Computer expertise.
Yep, that'll do it.
Okay. So yes, I am using one of my talents, which is called computer expertise. I don't think it gives. I got what that does. I think it allows me to do something. Look at it later.
Well, it increases your critical success range. Functionally, that's what it does. If you want to describe it, it gets better.
So that's not okay. So I believe that's 2 successes because I got a 4 and a 2. My crits and crit's only a 1. So.
Oh well, if you're using your focus, then your crit is whatever.
I'm not using. I'm using a talent.
Yeah, that's what the talents. Huh? Oh, talent is computer
focuses are totally different.
Yeah, I know, but what does the talent give you then? Or did we not look it up?
We didn't look it up.
Okay, well, I'm going to say it increases your crit range for a really quick and dirty effect.
So 3 successes.
So that should be 3 successes. Yeah, you do pull out some data, and one of the things that you, in addition to, you get some deck plans. You realize there's floors below. A name does come out of this, and I'm being a weenie because I had the. Give me a second. You see a name flash up. It was like some sealed files under the name Krell Musset. So you can just put a pin in that one for later. And then you also are flipping through and you see a bunch of prisoners. And you're seeing, who's, there's a lot of them that are just not anymore. They just have a big deceased stamp over them. But then you see a name and a face. And the face looks incredibly familiar to you. And so what I'm going to do is say, it's a face that takes you back to your academy days.
But as we're starting the flashback, I just pull out my tricorder and just like start downloading as much as possible. And as I'm like trailing off, I'm like almost like that. What?
Yep. Yeah, as you stand there with the tricorder, you're just kind of stared in wide-eyed wonder. And welcome to Shuttle Bay 3. In orbit on the starbase near Andor. And what we're going to do is put you, because technically you're midshipman, I believe. Midshipman or cadet, I think.
First year, probably be. I think it's 5 years ago.
First
I
year?
would have been first year cadets.
Yeah. So you're a first year cadet standing beside one of the sleek little training craft. Did you happen to have a name for it or not? Yeah. It is the Talon? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. This is going to work out really well.
I've been checking this thing since 0600 this morning, and it's been giving me nothing but problems. You can probably see it.
Do you want to describe what the problem is?
Recalibration.
It's a Starfleet shuttle.
Gravity plating. The washrooms have been clogged so much that I've had to overhaul one of them. I kind of put the commissioned officers one and marked it as the non-commissioned officer as the.
Well, I want to quick quick correct you. This is one of the little two-seaters. This is actually a two-seater shuttle rather than a runabout style thing. But you could have you could have discovered you could have clogged the bathroom on the deck and reported that as vastly inadequate.
But I mean, we have to go to the bathroom somewhere.
But it is about it is about that. You hold it, mister.
Yeah, that's
Starfleet.
why I said I changed the commissioned officers one into a cadet one, so now the officers have to hold it.
Okay. And why don't I have the forgive me for just a second,
But,
Alex.
After like the fourth main problem go down, you see a bit of a small dent in one of the plating. It kind of looks fist size, but not enough to like damage integrity.
Okay. While you're elbow deep, while your frame, I believe you're like 7. Are you 7 feet tall or not?
Something like that.
6.5. Okay. Your frame is definitely getting into parts of the shuttle, and surprisingly so. Lieutenant Morgan, you're about to begin your evaluation of this cadet. And what do you? How are you steaming in here?
We're gonna walk in, pad in hand. Good day, cadet. Have you completed your pre-flight checks on the shuttlecraft?
Sir, just finishing up minor maintenance, sir, and we will be ready to go within the 5 minutes, sir.
Very well, very well. Just to give you an idea of what we'll be doing today, there's an asteroid field we'll be flying through. I'll be evaluating your flight performance. The asteroid field consists of various size asteroids ranging from small debris to larger rocks. The field's about 3 kilometers wide and extends 20 kilometers in length, and the asteroids are cluttered in regular patterns, making the path a little challenging to predict. To make sure that the sensors are active and calibrated, cadet?
Yes, sir.
They'll provide real-time data on the asteroid positions, the velocities, and energy signatures, so make sure you monitor those displays carefully. You'll be starting at the designated starting point, and your destination coordinates will be provided for you. There will be multiple possible routes through the asteroid field. You're going to have to analyze the sensor data yourself and choose the safest and most efficient flight path. And you'll have the maximum of 10 minutes to complete the course.
When you say 10 minutes, you hear the crunch of the tricorder. Yes, sir.
Go ahead and finish your pre-flight, and I'll be standing by.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yep. Alex, did you get a minor chirp on your comms badge?
Senator Morgan.
And this is Lieutenant Johansson, and I just wanted to check if did you meet Lieutenant did you meet Mitchell?
I'm with him right now, as a matter of fact.
Oh, okay. All I'm gonna say is, boy, I hope there's room in that shuttle for the two of you.
Quarters, but I'm sure we will manage.
Also, hey, there's an anomaly out there on you guys are running through the the Cactus Flats segment of the training grounds, right? Okay. Could you need you to check something out for us? There's some kind of a minor flux, one of the Sentinel satellites out there reported some kind of a minor drift, either hydrogen cloud or some other sort of scattering thing going on. You know, could just be a bunch of fireflies or whatever the space jellyfish. Could you guys, like, while you're either on your way out there or on your way back, you know, run a quick scan, see if either it's the if it's something real or if
Anything
we've
I
got a
can add to the
malfunctioning
cadets
satellite
training,
again?
I'm more than happy to do.
Okay, because that'll actually be a good unexpected thing. Oh, hey, don't add
Roger
any
that.
extra time. All right, take it easy. See you back. See you back in the barn. Henson out. Nathaniel. So what I need you to do is throw some bones. I need some engineering, and what kind of good stuff would you like to do? I'm assuming engineering and either reason or control.
I'll take control. It has better options.
Okay. Do you have anything in the way of flight? I think you have flight systems and shuttle operations.
Shuttlecraft
as a focus.
piloting, and yeah, that's about all I can. Shuttlecraft piloting.
Okay. Well, let's say that you've. I mean, keep in mind that you know, you may not have had a chance to adjust your character sheet, but I think that you knew your way around the shuttle in your day as a young cadet.
Or computer expertise.
Yep.
My early days, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, go ahead. I need a couple of successes to bring you up to flight specs to kind of get everything up to tolerance. And you can use momentum or threat.
No, I'm going to save the momentum. I think we have a lot more than just one. But yeah, I'm not going to use any of that. I'm sure I'm going to need my momentum for my asteroid thing. But 2 successes.
All right, 2 successes brings the Talon up to some level of flight. You know, and actually, I'm going to say that the Vulcan side of you is not thrilled with the word Talon, but the Klingon side of you is. So it's a big old mixed bag for you, sir.
Yeah, let's just say it this way: the outside may say Talon, but on the inside, it kind of says it's kind of like the Kishara. On the display on the inside, it just says Kishara.
Okay. Oh, that's kind of clever. Thanks. Yeah. So you open up the hatch, essentially the cockpit, the canopy, and squeeze yourself in. Lieutenant Morgan, it's up to you what you want to do. You look at this. You see the lieutenants. If you want any dice roll, or do you just want an opinion about how you think Lieutenant
I'd like to go behind him and do a little bit of my own inspection just to make sure he's a cadet after all.
Okay. Like super obvious or innocuous? Okay. Going over. Do you have your white inspection?
This is a test, and the test starts now.
Instant power surge. Oops, sorry.
Oops, sorry. So what you need is I'm going to go with let's go with a basic engineering and reason roll, unless you want to use control.
I prefer control. It's higher. All right.
Okay.
Well,
you're giving it a good look. Yep, those are your target. How many did you want to? You'll need 1 success to just kind of be aware that this,
I got no successes, or not. No complications either. Yeah, 14 and an 18.
You got no success. Oh dear God! All right. Hey, there's some scratches on the paint, and it looks like the plates he was working on. They're a little warped, but they are within specs. They'll hold together, but it's like they've just sort of been, you're not sure if it's a fist-sized dent or two on a couple of the corners. But you know, I don't know if you don't want to pop them open necessarily. You're not sure you'll get them back closed. But either way, the cockpit
I'll try to
awaits,
squeeze
if
in
you
there
want to
into
get
the
in.
second seat. I know it's not easy as
Okay.
a cadet, but
Yeah, are you?
So
Yeah,
about-
actually, what's your
I'm about
stature?
5'9",
Are you a largish person?
about 170. So
For
Okay,
point of
so
clarification,
more.
what species are you?
human.
Yeah. Sorry, for my own clarification. Yeah, I mean, you could always just say, just move your seat forward for a bit.
Yeah, I like the idea. I
I'd
like the
rather me
idea
be
that
uncomfortable
Bajor
than
eats
you.
his
You're the one
knees
piloting the
during
ship,
this.
cadet. I'd like us to get back safely. You
Okay.
think you can manage that today?
You see you see my initial start of the power sequence. Then, as a habit, I run my fingers through my hair, make sure it's back completely, but hiding the fact that I'm broken. You kind of hear a change in my voice that says, "I am prepared, sir."
Always have an additional task. There's an anomaly. Once we get out there, that we're going to have to go check out as well. You still have 10 minutes to complete the test.
Very well, sir. You see me start going through calculation, and I kind of like do the whole two-handed thing, like calculating, programming, and all the rest of that stuff.
This will be a good test of your decision making under pressure. Part of your evaluation.
Okay. Do you have your pad timing right now? Or are you
No,
just starting
you know
it?
what? I'm not that mean. I'll start it once we
You're not that guy? Okay.
break the shuttle bay door.
So
Okay. Okay.
yeah, I
sorry.
power up the thrusters, and I signal the docking control. This is Talon. This is the shuttle Talon, requesting permission to disembark with the instructor as co-pilot.
Okay. You hear the curt voice of the Edwin flight instructor, flight deck master or flight controller, and they say, "You are of course welcome, Talon. Good hunting." And clears you. You are the first ship of the day. And you also, if you want to roll your con and control, and if you have and throw in your focus on shuttlecraft, that will give you an idea of how well you've prepared. Essentially your what's it called? Your charts, your navigation. You know where the cactus patch is, and also you've got the coordinates for the. You also have the coordinates for the what's it called? For the anomaly.
No, the instructor has the coordinates for the anomaly. I just have the regular route. The instructor has not given. He hasn't given.
Oh, I thought
yet.
he. Oh,
So I would have. Do I have like a?
You have your own pad.
L card back there or something like that. Yeah. So I'll type in the coordinates of the anomaly.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I didn't realize I forgot you hadn't handed those over quite yet. Yeah, so if you look at the screen, I had another whole thing planned, but players win. So you are departing from Planet 9, which is over here, and then the target is right here. And this would have been a longer haul path for the endurance contest, as opposed to the dexterity or the nimbleness and the flight control test that you're going to have this morning. I've accidentally brought up the chart for the long range navigation and celestial, celestial steering, as it were. All right. So just make it out to the little green dot and back in one piece. So go ahead and throw the dice, and what will happen is that's going to just generate pure momentum that can be used at any time during this during the training, during the run.
Thanks to my Vulcan heritage, I got 2 successes on that. Would have liked it better, but with that, we make a nice smooth textbook exit of the shuttle bay.
Okay. Yep. So out you go.
And
we're going to put a little teeny talon on there.
As soon as we break, you hear, and the time starts.
Okay. All right. So and again, it's about a minute to the just to get to the field. At essentially the ship is not warp capable, but it does have sublight engines. It'll go up to half.
I got impulse. I have thrusters.
Um,
For this, I've already calculated the requested and required speed, and plus a little extra. So
okay. So yeah, if you want to, that'll shave off some of the time. So you have about 9 minutes remaining, and you begin now. Are you going to pick up the anomaly? It's up to you guys to decide as players. Is the anomaly before or after, in front of or beyond the asteroid
logically, we hit it since we are in closer proximity. It would be more logical to pick it up first.
You want to pick up the anomaly first? Okay. So before we do anything, this is you'll need to do some scanning. And let me see, I forget the sensors. The basic sensor suite is, it would be a science and a, what else we got? Okay. That would be a science and a, I apologize. It would be a science and control or actually a science and reason role on the shuttle. And I don't, let me pull up the, you sent me gray box, I know. And you'd sent me a set of concepts, and the shuttle itself has a science of 2 that can be used. Sensors 8, science 2, so it can assist you.
I have a science
if
of
you
2
want
as
to
well, so I mean,
okay.
As we're getting close to the anomaly, I'm like, sir, would you like to take over the sensor anomaly while I keep us at a passing distance, or would you like me to get closer and begin the scan?
Closer and begin the scan. This is part of your test, cadet.
Aye, sir. And so.
Oh, that's right. So you're not doing any of the scanning, correct?
If he succeeds.
Yeah, so please roll for the ship. You guys, believe it or not, you need to generate 4 momentum.
You need 4 successes
to do this scan.
I have
4 successes.
Investigated techniques on my focuses, so I think that might help me for. Right?
It's that's more that might be more for good old-fashioned detective work. Rather than if that's okay.
So
I recommend using momentum.
So okay. What was it?
Reason and science.
Yeah, it's science and reason.
2.
I got 2. Ship can only give me a 1, so I don't think we make this unless ship crits.
Did the ship crit? No. Okay. All right. So you generated. So you actually achieved 3 successes, correct? I just wanted to make sure I understood it.
Ship got a success, that makes 3. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. You fail to lock onto this thing, and that's the words damn peculiar is a phrase I would use. Lieutenant, you've been around longer, and you just have more experience than the cadet. So this is, I mean, you can pick up the satellite. You can see that he's picking. You're pinging off the satellite. The satellite's telemetry looks good, and it thinks there's something out here, but you haven't seen it either. And the ship sensors aren't picking. They're picking up something, but nothing they can lock onto. You're not within what would be called visual range. This is still kind of a medium range thing, and you can kind of get a rough general idea of where this anomaly is.
Yeah, for a visual inspection to that.
I do some quick calculations on the computer and say we can spare 2 minutes.
All right, take it closer.
Okay. Your ship begins. You go in, and it is not super easy to lock onto this because as you're basically you're flying, you're pulling the sensor readings, you're doing a great job of it, but every time you think you've locked onto it, it's like the sensor beams just slide off of whatever it is, and so you're constantly just like weaving back and forth, like you're tracking back and forth to get to it.
Yeah, so I relay that to the instructor, also running a computer simulation, entering the data and all that. Not typical what you'd see a Klingon do, but it's kind of like big time math.
There's big math. I mean, I'm using the slide rule. So Lieutenant, you're seeing the cadet is actually doing heroically at this point, getting this to work. And as you are both, let me see, who is, all right, I'm going to say, I need evens or odds. Nathaniel, Nathaniel, what would you like? Do you want evens or odds?
The odds would be my favorite.
Okay. Odds be in your favor. All right. You picked odds. All right. I rolled evens, so you didn't see it. Lieutenant, evens or odds?
You know what? We're going to go odds.
Okay. We got a 1. I rolled a 20 and then a 1. So it is good that I'm not rolling for you guys. Yeah, you were actually not looking at your screen and trying to keep track of the instruments, and your eyes look up and you see this. Well, you see a ship. You see something, and it is. Let me see. It is not on my frickin'. Come on. Oh. I'm bringing up my Pride Week, Brandon. Hell with you guys. Tell the world. All right, so I'm a little frustrated. What happens when you put all your toys in the toy box and then forget where the toy box is? You know? Okay. So you guys see a ship out there now? And it looks adrift, and it looks like it's actually even hard to see. It's about the size of a little bit, a couple sizes bigger than a runabout. And it doesn't seem to be, and it appears not to have any power systems operating.
Aye, sir. I start running a life sign check. Getting for life signs. Life forms.
Okay. Little life forms, the happy ones. Oops. You are picking up. Let me see. Do you want to roll for it, or do you want me to
DM's
tell
call. You can have me roll.
Oh man! And if we were playing Dungeons and Dragons, you'd have a DM.
DM.
I'm being a dick. We can't say DM for trademark reasons. No, not making that mistake again.
It's up to the guardian of the galaxy.
Yeah. So, the Guardian. Yeah, we're still in deep shit. Thanks, great. You're hitting all the trademark phrases. So we got. Let me see. Let's go with. Yeah, for you, this is the worst thing because it is all like science and reason kind of stuff. Which could be bad for both of you, honestly. I'm a flight instructor. I don't need to think. How about science? Let's go science and control. Let's say if you can't reason your way through it, you're gonna focus your way through this. You're gonna be really meticulous.
You rolling or can I take over now?
That's up to you.
Yeah.
You can actually attempt to assist.
I'll run the scan.
Do you want to take over the scan?
This is not part of the training test.
I will assist however I can, sir. I can even roll for the ship.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask, or you can roll for the ship, or you can actually use your piloting skill to try and keep the ship pointed at it.
Sure.
To keep it on track and get him a better. Yeah. This is the equivalent of getting him a better shot.
Sure, the sensors are aimed at that ship to that.
So yeah, go ahead and.
Aye, sir.
Yeah, the sensors on this shuttle are just always forward. Right? They can't sense anything behind them. Yeah. The one we spent all the money on.
Yeah.
What's going to be the difference?
All right. Yeah, all you need. Yep, you just need to generate one success is all to keep the ship pointed in the right direction. Anything else is gravy. Control and
I got
science.
2 for my piloting, so we got an extra.
I got 2
for momentum. There we go.
Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you guys have. It only needed 1 for each of the things, so you have 2. 2 bonus, so that puts you up to 5. And what you get, and again, this is the 20 questions phase of the sensor rolls, where you can continue to spend some momentum to ask additional reasonable questions. As far as life support, overall ship's power is like negligible. But then again, you can't really lock on or scan the interior of the ship. You can barely scan the exterior to any detail. And you have a what was it? And there is some sort of life support functioning over there. It is a very the people if there's anyone on board, they really don't need any air. They don't seem to be worried about breathing a lot. They don't breathe often, according to what you can guess. It's minimal life support that would barely keep an air fluid alive.
We're facing.
It's not anything familiar. You can, if you want to ask a general kind of I know about starships kind of momentum spend, you can guess it. A general structure. And I would ask that I believe this would be one that Cadet Bajor might want to take as a question. Do you want to spend a momentum to find out what kind of ship you think it is?
I think we should.
You're just staring at things.
I'm going through some of my talents and focuses. I'm going through my talents, seeing if any of them really do help me. But I mean,
yeah.
I got nothing.
Yeah.
Well, don't forget. Are you using your contemporary character sheet?
Yeah, I'm going with like basics. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I can't use out in the middle of space. Yeah. So my hand-to-hand combat really won't work here unless I want to kill the instructor and give me a passenger with a dead hand.
Well, you can get once you get on the ship, you'll be dynamite.
Yeah. No.
But no, don't forget if you want to take one of those and just kind of remove it for the purposes of this session, you can swap in and out some skills. Because keep in mind your character develops and grows and changes. And that's, it's weird because characters have to jettison knowledge in Star Trek Adventures, which is kind of dumb, but that's life, I'm afraid. But if you wanted to do things like be more ship focused, at this stage of your development.
Use my first year cadet skills to see if I can identify the species or type of ship. Because as a pilot, pilot, I would have made sure to brush up on alien type crafts.
Yep. So you know what the space shuttle, you know what the Columbia looks like. And this ship, believe it or not, it's not your cadet training, but some things when you were going through your mom's old books and databanks. This looks like a ship from Proto-Vulcan history.
From the front seat, I'm kind of like, my hands, they're kind of like extremely like rock steady. I'm not changing course. I am not making any course corrections. It's kind of like I'm locked, like in remembrance.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Well, Cadet, how do you think we should proceed? Testing here.
You get that silence.
Yeah, I threw something in chat for you.
I'd like to scan for you said there's not really any air on there, and I'm sure we don't have.
Well, there's not a whole lot of life.
I'm sure we don't have EV suits on the training.
Oh no, it was part of your standard.
I want to scan for like a dot Navy suit.
Okay. Yeah, you do pull up at as you guys are going over it. And also I will say that we're just going to allow it because I think it looks cool. Your scanning beams, and also you have floodlights that are just kind of sweeping the surface if you want to do that.
Yeah.
For the rule of cool.
The lieutenant does have manual control from the back, so he can run. He has now, as he said, he has Nalcars. He can just do like monitor. He can.
Yep.
This is a 2-minute shuttle, so he would have access and control to certain.
Yep. No, I didn't want to force you to use lights if you did not want to. Mostly I was thinking, it would be cool if we had that shot where the shuttle is traversing the length of this ship and looking for a hatch.
I'm looking for a hatch. I want to look for
flying underneath. You're doing your beauty passes. Yeah, there is no markings on this, believe it or not. It looks like where there were markings, it looks like they've been etched away. And the material, the hull just looks like nothing. The material doesn't look like a lot you've ever seen. And the more you try and scan it, the less you seem to get back from it. It just seems to absorb all your scanner rays or scanning beams. So you do find a hatch. It looks surprisingly like something that you can interface with. And the top of the shuttle, the shuttle has a small port adapter for just such an emergency. Although you both have full, space dust. You both do have full standard EV suits.
All we really have to do is put,
because that would
pressurize all that stuff.
Yeah. And I will say these are real helmets. They are not some CG effect that just goes over your head like makes no sense to me. I will die on that hill. This is the hill I will die. I will die in this nebula.
We are not Discovery era. We are original trend.
We're not gonna. Yeah. Somehow I will be willing to give you the life support belt, but I'll be dipped if I do the thing from Batman as my helmet. We're not Iron Man.
Cadet, manual docking isn't really part of your test today, so I'll be doing this docking if you don't mind, Cadet.
Sir, I strongly suggest we proceed with caution. This ship is incredibly old. It estimates well over 1,000 years. I have not seen this design, and I kind of trail off right there.
While I'm docking, why don't you send a message to Starfleet with our with an update status update of our findings?
Hi, sir. And yeah, I send transmission. I send it right to Starfleet. I send it to the docking bay, docking commander. We're deviating from flight plan to investigate. We have found a derelict ship. Without the commander knowing, I ask please send assistance or worker bees, as Sergeant would call them.
Well, you're just being a little cautious little weenie, aren't you? Okay. Well, you send your message.
Yep. And I'm on the logical side of me right
now. Okay, so you you sent your message, and let me know when you guys are. The lieutenant is going to attempt to dock. So this is going to be one of them control. Now the weird part is you can't use the sensor dock, the sensors, because they won't lock onto anything on that ship. So this is good old fashioned manual bump and eyeball it docking. So this is going to be a couple of momentum, or a couple of a target of 2, control and con. And what I'm going to do, just to be a jerk, I'm going to increase the critical range to 19.
I will assist the.
Yep. The ship assist is what under its.
Well, Bajor is actually going to assist as well, since the lieutenant is piloting per se. I'm going to not like take over for him. I'm just going to kind of if he's gonna. I'm gonna do the co-pilot thing.
Cadet, as I'm docking.
You can tell him to the left, right? You can tell him left. No, you're left.
Call out my meters.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, call it your meters, because you may actually have more precise ranging, because both of you, it's hard to lock onto this thing even with your eyes. It's like that true black stuff.
And I'm going to use 1 momentum for this roll.
So, okay.
I got 2 successes.
2 successes? How did you do?
Oh,
I crit on mine.
+2?
3 successes. I got 5, so my target was 15.
Okay.
So a 13, a 5, and a 3.
Lord. All right. So you've maxed out. So you have sealed up to the ship, and the docking mechanism works. The latching and everything is all set. You guys are already suited up. I will not ask you. You do have. Feel stupid, but
I was just gonna say I should probably have asked this before we dock. But do we have any weapons?
You do not. Well, weapons are not part of the standard loadout. You can, however, spend momentum to say, we remember to have them, or the ship is equipped with them, because it lets the plot move forward, and it is a thing. The reason you have momentum is to have happenstance. What you got?
I spend momentum to say I had 2 tricorders, 2 lamps, and 2 hand phasers on stand underneath the seat, kind of like the emergency communication device. I had a emergency toolkit.
Yeah. Well, the tricorders in the repair kit would be part of the shuttle's thing, because you got diagnostics and repair. So the tricorder, those would make sense to just have. The phasers not so much. So those are the only thing I'd ask for a momentum spend on. But thanks for clarifying.
Yeah, I would like to make sure that in the pack there was a pair of like smaller type 1 phasers at the sidearm.
Oh, you're not going to give us the dust busters,
Well,
or are
this
you going to have
was
extras?
just a test flight, so I didn't think big hand phasers would have been necessary.
Okay. Drew, is that okay with you if we just use the type 1 phasers? Okay. Which we've only seen like once in this era. Everyone else gives us the dust busters. So yeah, you do have them. They will adhere to the exterior of your ship, of your suits. Tricorders are at the ready. You do have an engineering kit, which would make sense given that the shuttle doesn't seem to be in great repair. It probably has has 30 weight motor oil in the back in a can, as well as some duct tape, just in case. So the hatch is before you, and you have to decide what you want to do next.
Yeah, we'll pop the hatch.
So
Okay. The hatch opens. Who going in first?
Oh, all right.
Okay. Yep.
Should
Well,
I?
we're gonna throw the
Morgan
midshipman through.
tries to go up, and then he just gets pushed out of the way. Today.
No. It's I'm like, Lieutenant, should I quote Starfleet regulations about the captain of the ship entering a dangerous situation, sir?
Very well. Very well.
That's true. Okay. All right, that's a good one. Well, you poke your head up. Now you do have those, you have the helmets and they've got the front lights, like they should. It's not too terribly bulky. So I don't think.
Are we wearing the?
Yeah, this will be.
Are we
the
wearing
movie
the
suit.
Voyager white suits, or are we wearing the what type? Come on, paint me a picture.
I think it's going to be the Voyager. Well, the Voyager white suits and the not Nemesis First Contact suits. I think were the same. Yeah, so those are the modern EV suits. We're not gonna make you go all the way back to the motion picture, and God forbid we go back to the original series of Hat Box.
I mean, let's get the Enterprise. Let's get the Enterprise.
Yeah, I know they
like Enterprise aviation.
the Enterprise Copper. The Enterprise Copper was actually pretty good. But you've got the good old solid white suits. Up you pop into into not total darkness, but you get a pop up. I've got to bring up the corridor that I actually did prepare.
Artificial gravity working? I would assume since there's no power and there's no artificial gravity.
Yeah, because we don't have to worry about movie budgets. There won't be any gravity.
I'll just do that.
So we're gonna actually have something without gravity.
Wouldn't the EV suits, the boots, don't they have like a button to?
They will. Most of it so you can just float up, and then you can do the Magnesian boots if you want, which will make things easier. And what I'm going to do is pop open this, and
I swear, if you bring back the assimilated Raptor T-Rexes from this one, or the Romulans again, I am going to flip. I'm going to say all hate.
It's possible. Actually, interestingly enough, when you pop open the hatch and go up, as you break into the room or move up into the corridor, for some reason it's in the middle of the corridor. I'll just go with that. The lights do come on, and the beginnings of an atmosphere. There's just lights beginning to flicker. You do see markings on the hull that are in the corridor, which are They look like 2,000-year-old Vulcan.
And one of my focuses would be Vulcan languages, so I could probably read some of it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's, things like, waste recycling, things like that. And I will bring up a copy of the, because, and also, by the way, once you guys, let me know when you both come in and are standing.
Activate my boots.
Okay. And once you come up and you're standing there, I've got to bring you both into the scene. Your tricorders work just fine inside, but you can't detect anything beyond the hull of the ship. So you do get a sense of 2 decks on the ship. And let me see. Sorry about that, guys. Copy. Look, I am dying on this branding thing. There's deck, you're on deck 2, essentially, was the lower level. At least I think. Nope, you're on deck 1 where the airlocks are. There's not a transporter pad. Just a big old empty spot. But this ship has 2 decks, and this is the upper deck. There's a main engineering. There looks to be a computer core. There's sets of quarters with very, very, very low level life signs coming from them. And then some lab facilities on this deck. And on the next deck down, there's things like medical, environmental, what looks to be a bridge of some sort on the second deck, as well as computer cores and, stores and fabrication.
You said the lights came on when we came? It's like...
Yes.
Like minimal power.
Minimal power.
Emergency lighting in a sense.
And some lighting, some low-level lighting and the beginnings of an atmosphere.
Sorry. No.
I believe protocol dictates we try to restore power first. In the absence of...
Yes,
okay.
Sir. Aye, sir.
Okay.
Aye, sir. Did I get this all from my tricorder, or is this I just went to a terminal and just seen?
You haven't tried to access a terminal. Your tricorder can give you a layout of the ship. And then this is because you guys both know your ways around starships. You can go, okay, that looks like a computer core. That looks like, fabrication facilities.
I probably translate Vulcan to the instructor, and it's like, yeah, that's engineering, that's orders.
Yep.
So I say, I recommend, sir, we head to main engineering and see if we can restore power or gain control of the key systems.
Sounds like an appropriate course of action.
So, yes,
okay.
I take lead.
By the way,
with
10 minutes is up.
Oh. You may have failed the test, sir. Damn it.
Proceed.
Also, you notice one thing. You can't talk to your ship anymore.
You haven't.
There's a data feed going back and forth, and unlike when it really happens on the show, this alerts you that you can no longer you don't have a data link back to your ship.
Like, you're no longer receiving data from the shuttle. Sure. Something is preventing tricorders from connecting to the ship's computer.
Probably the same thing that prevented our sensors from penetrating the hull of the ship.
Okay. So, are you guys just going to both head toward main engineering?
I am taking
from the
points, just in case I can't open the doors. But yeah, get the first door, see if we
Okay.
can open it with the. You're gonna make it that easy. That works for us. Okay.
Yeah, it should be pretty straightforward. We're just going to say the doors have minimal power, but they will respond to a button push.
I am still free floating. I have not activated my mag boost, so I have a bit of a lead on the lieutenant.
Okay.
I'm just going to let him float.
Okay. Lieutenant Morgan, while he's making his way quickly toward engineering, could you give me a security and insight roll, please? I think that's insight.
13. What's the difficulty?
Let's see. You get a 1. Let's pick up a 1.
I did not. It was 17 and a 19. These dice are going
What?
to jail.
These dice they're great D&D dice. You save those for Strahd. Unless you're the referee, then you still throw them away. Yeah, so everything's fine. Don't worry. Everything's good. Yeah, that's always the worst thing to do is ask for a perception check and then say everything. Nope. So you're following Bajor. Bajor, you make it to main engineering, correct? And you do go in? Okay. The door hisses open. And, you come in. This is the most magnificent antique you've ever seen. There is an old style, a good old solid, antimatter reactor in standby mode. It's been ticking over, keeping ship systems at a minimum. You'll notice that there is a large amount of energy going toward life support. Like actually, there's 3 redundant circuits for life support. And they're all powered.
I am recording this via my helmet cam. Just okay. Initially as proof of what we were doing, but also I make a secondary file for transmission to the Vulcan because this is a great scientific find per se.
Okay.
But I float over to the center console, activate my mag boots, and just carefully start tapping some of the buttons as I read. I bring at least just the panel. I'm bringing just the panel online, not any of the other systems.
Okay. What do you think this panel should do?
Basic readout. Okay,
diagnostics. Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to double check. It was like there's the core ejection panel. There's the self-destruct panel. I just wanted to know what panel you thought you wanted to get hold of. So you do that, and while you're pulling that up, because that's kind of a routine thing. Even on these ships, you read the language, you know what you're about. Let me see. Did I manage to? I somehow didn't give you guys enough of your points. Sorry about that. There we go.
Away from the metal dice.
Bringing you back. Sorry, you may have to repeat
I got
yourself.
rid of the metal dice, and I now have plastic dice.
Okay. I'm sorry to hear that because those make a great sound. So what I'm looking at is, Lieutenant Morgan, what are you doing while Bajor is trying to bring up the diagnostic panels? I mean, you got a tricorder, you got a set of eyes.
I'll be taking tricorder readings of the area, trying to find more life signs, and making sure nobody's coming from behind us.
Nobody's coming up behind. One of the things, because you're still looking around, there's still a lot of shadows around here because we are in minimal light right now until you guys can bring things up. You're walking along in Star Trek fashion, and so you put your hand on something, and it comes away, and it has what looks to be like a very, very dark green powder on it. You touched a wall, and it had almost like very dark green soot.
Okay. Try to take
on your glove. Okay. It reads as blood.
Any particular species?
It would be Vulcanian was how it reads.
I will report my.
But it also actually, I hate to say it, it actually also it says Vulcanian, not Vulcan and not Romulan. So it can't identify which species.
Okay. I will report those findings to the cadet. There's blood on the walls, and it's like dry powder, like it's been there a long time. Is that what I'm kind of getting?
Yep.
DM, you tell Guardian, please, if you could answer this question for me, what are my Klingon senses telling me? What my if I have to roll for it, I'm saying, what is my what are my intuitions telling me?
Blood, oh boy.
But I'm like, before I learn that tidbit information, as I'm waiting for the panel to boot up, what are my Klingon senses, intuitions telling me about this whole situation? I mean, the ship can't be detected. There's no life support. This is ancient Vulcan.
Yeah. Well, there's something that rings true in your mind about. Part of it is your Klingon thing, which is it's a new situation, and this is a ship that does not want to be seen. This is obviously fucking treachery, because like, why would you not want to be seen? It's probably because you're just going to try and jerk somebody around or ambush them. That's the Klingon in you saying, this thing's designed to sneak up on people and bash them in the head, because that's what sneaking around is. And I'd expect that from fucking Vulcans, that kind of thing. But like I said, you've got that, but that's your Klingon feeling, is like whatever it is going to be a threat. So you're interpreting it through that lens, if you don't mind me saying. There is blood on board, and and I will say, you're allowed, and I'm going to go meta. You guys are allowed to have a thing called required reading at the Academy, which you can just say, oh yeah, Vulcan history, required reading at the Academy. And if you don't possibly know something from either the show or something you presume a cadet would know about one of the major races of the Federation, you're allowed to use that knowledge as if you wish, if that makes sense. It's not metagaming to go, well, I've watched Star Trek. It's totally fine, especially since I've set something very specifically with a race.
I don't know how, no offense, but I don't know how clever the commander is, but I don't know if he's picked up on the clues that I've been able to read Vulcan, I've been able to translate Vulcan, so I don't know if he's aware that part of my heritage is Vulcan. So,
did you catch that when he at all?
Like I said, all outwards appearance.
He's reading the Vulcan symbols and everything. I would definitely catch up on that.
Yeah.
The fact that I probably did all that math like one-handed is probably like not typical.
Yeah. Well, I thought you put it.
But he couldn't see. Yeah, he couldn't see the Vulcan ears on me.
Oh, you.
Yeah.
Oh, you covered it up.
So I mean.
Okay. I'm sorry. I always interpret that as you.
Yeah, I'm putting it back to use like when I go into Vulcan mode and I'm into file, and now I'm back to
Okay.
I'm on the helmet. It's just,
Okay.
like I said, I don't want to insult. I don't want to insult our lieutenant's how well he can deuce.
Lieutenant Morgan
So
hates
Lieutenant, yeah. So Lieutenant,
Lieutenant Morgan hates unanswered questions, so that's why he's pushing forward.
Yeah. Well, you do know, I mean, did you want to take a shot at being knowledgeable about Vulcan history or anything, or not?
We're, Vulcan's part of the Federation, and I think that would be required reading.
Okay. Yeah. So from what you remember of, the ship is a few thousand years old, and some bad things happened a few thousand years ago to the Vulcans. And so they had some issues. They had a bit of a falling out, I think would be the phrase. Does that make any? Does that land, or do I need to help with more clues? So you have a ship that does not want to be found.
But it didn't want to be found 2,000 years ago.
It's blood on. Didn't want to be found 2,000 years ago. And so yeah, you've got there apparently was some blood and bad housekeeping.
Yeah, I mean, for all Lieutenant Morgan would know, like, this ship's been adrift for 2,000 years. Odd that nobody else has come across it in all that time.
I just look up. I just say 2000. I quote an exact number of years. It's been like I do the whole data thing. It's like 2,000 years.
Oh, I'll bet you find a log. Yeah, I'll bet you find something vaguely like a log, but none of it can be deciphered. But definitely there's a time.
So I go like 2,000 years, 7 months, 14 days, 36 hours, yeah, et cetera. Yeah.
10 minutes.
15 seconds. Yeah.
So you got a very old ship and a very old.
You said there was some life
very old mystery.
Quarters, right?
Yes. Actually, and that's something that if you want to come over and show them the blood.
My hand.
And so you can both see on the readout panel, essentially it's not the L cars, but it's something similar, where you've got the main power core, and then there's power feeds, power taps going off to various sections. And there's like triple redundant power taps going to, let me pop this up here, going to what are marked as quarters on your tricorder / pad. So you guys have a data pad. It's got the map on it because it's not worth fumbling around. We just know where the ship is. You're smart. So yeah, there's the engineering core. There's fuel, and there's also a set of sets of quarters that has a lot of redundant power going to it. And now that you're in the ship, you can see that there is a lot of energy flowing through the ship. It's just masked from the outside. You wouldn't have known it, like a Starbase's sensors even had trouble picking it up.
Yeah, I basically relay that to you, Lieutenant, but in a more like serious, professional, monotone. Like the ship wouldn't have picked it up. Any stray satellites would have picked up it. Only visual sensors would have picked it up. Or if you were doing a very meticulous scan of this vessel, but this vessel was designed not to be found, sir.
Yes, 2,000 years ago was certainly a different time.
Yes, sir.
Given that we have established there is power on their ship, I think
yes, sir.
We owe it to our Vulcan friends to try to find out what may have happened. And I think we should go check out the quarters and determine the source of these life signs. What do you think about that?
I find it risky, sir, to investigate quarters, because if we find crew and they awaken, they could be hostile. They It's basically the prime directive, sir. Although Vulcan is a primary member, these are earlier sense. These are, I don't want to use the word sir that was used for humans, but primitive, sir. There are primitive Vulcans, and they may not take well to strangers being on their ship who are not kin. But I will follow your orders if you wish to investigate.
So it would be your recommendation that we depart the ship. And
No, sir, it would be my suggestion. It would be my suggestion to try and get a communication to Starfleet to bring assistance, proper medical facilities to awaken the crew.
Okay, at this point, I'm going to do something dorky, and I'm going to spend threat. I'm going to start hustling you guys now. Some threats coming. You guys still have 6. I can swear to God that I've got this right. All right. So I'm gonna basically burn 3. Whoops. I'm gonna burn 3 threat. Expensive, but worth it. Like quantum torpedoes, worth it. And one of the things you do see is, oh, come on. No, not that one.
Yeah.
Here we go. Maybe. If I actually get any of these people. Okay, in main engineering, which is where you guys very much are, 2 Vulcanoids appear. They've got kind of big shoulder pads, but they've also got Vulcan writing on them. They got big shoulders. They have the universal haircut of all Vulcans, and are pointing what look to be some really old style energy pistols. They're very much set to know which end you should not be on. The business end is pointing at you both. And oh man. No, they gotta be able to talk, right? Damn it. Same haircut, same language. All right, got it. More or less. Got old Baldy. And both of them will say, "Stay where you are." The one that's identified as Jartek, the one with a full head of hair, does say, "Stay where you are. Drop your weapons."
I do not have my phaser out, but it's tucked in my thing.
Nope.
But I just let go of the tricorder and leave it on the desk, still running.
Yeah.
Yep. Because they have no idea. They have no idea what a weapon looks like.
My tricorder on the floor in anticipation that that's what they think that or the weapon is. So.
Okay. Yeah, they're asking, identify yourselves.
Are they speaking common?
Yeah, it's a universal.
They're speaking a dialect of Vulcan, an old dialect of Vulcan. So they're speaking what you'd expect from Elizabethan England.
So, no offense to the lieutenants, basically that means I understand them.
Yeah.
Doesn't?
Well, no, you have the UTs.
Yeah,
you have the universal
I
translators.
don't know how. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, that's why I asked. When I said they can talk, I mean, and they can really communicate. So they will talk in the thee and the thou way, as T'Pol did. Zivo, tell us who ze are,
Yeah.
who art ze? You're gonna do that. I'm gonna do the accent. I've been dying to do that all week. Yes, who art ze? And basically, there is no glimmer of recognition in their face that they know what either of your species are.
I make the motion to if I could turn my to my helmet, as if I can ask, can I take it off?
Ze may show yourself. And yeah, you're presuming, yeah, they can breathe. You can
I'll
breathe.
take mine off too, just as kind of like a sign of, hey.
Again, I pull my hair back, and they can see, and now the lieutenant can see that I have Vulcan ears. And
Okay.
in the ancient Vulcan language, I say, I am Bajor, son of Iraq and of Erel. I am a child. I am a child of Vulcan.
Yeah.
I am a child of Kronos.
We thought your ship was in distress, and we came to see if we could render assistance.
Okay. Man, you guys are doing everything right. I really can't. I've already spent all my threat, so I can't make them misunderstand what you're doing. So, Karith is kind of looking at both of you. They're both very confused. They are extremely concerned about the ears. They have no idea how this is working. And they also look at each other and say, "Raptor," and they both look at each other and say, "Zovings, the followers of Zovings." And Jardok is really excited about maybe possibly putting a hole in you. In Vitor, because you don't look like any Vulcan they've ever seen. But they have an opinion.
I am not going to make any aggressive moves to them. One, I have to protect my lieutenants, and two, again, this is a prime directive situation where
Yeah, they got warp flight. They're fine. They're big boys. But I get you. I get what you mean. Yeah. So while Morgan, can you make an? Let me see. I'm asking you for your shittiest rolls. An insight and security from you.
We have 6 momentum. I'm going to spend 1.
Okay.
Just try the new poly dice.
Okay.
In the dice tower. Yes.
They need to redeem things,
so I got
man.
an 8, a 4, and a 16.
Holy cats. Okay. You needed. I think the 16 doesn't make it.
So 13.
But the 8 and the 4 do. Do you have anything like? Let me see. You still got your same things. Well, this will work. You see, all right. When you look at the older Vulcan, because you're looking now, you should be looking at Jatark, who's got the gun on him, on the cadet. But you also notice Kurith behind him, and there's a very dark green growing spot on his shoulder, and it's actually running down his hand. It appears to be blood is already on his hand. His hand was very blood covered, and it's continuing. Now it's like a wound is reopened, and this guy's kind of bleeding out.
I want to make the Vulcan hand gesture.
Starting to sway.
And kind of say, "You're bleeding.
Okay.
We have a starbase nearby that can render aid, medical attention for you."
Okay, let me see. Let's try. You got, oh God, man, I'm looking at your sheet, man. Why am I'm doing horrible things to you guys for these roles. Because it would be presence and command. Let's go with presence and command, which is your persuasion, your basic
I
persuasion
have a
check.
backup plan, but I just want the lieutenant to play this out.
Okay. If there's anything you want to do to try and reinforce his move, you can attempt,
Well,
yeah, what he said kind of move
no,
if you want.
I got something else planned.
Okay. Are you staying pretty much focused on Jakar?
Yeah, I'm kind of doing like the eye lock thing while my hand.
Yep. Okay. Keeping him
keeping
engaged.
him focused on me while my other hand goes right down to the control panel that's right below me.
Okay. You're going to wish that touch screens weren't invented. You had a button. So go ahead, Lieutenant. Let's see what you got. Sorry to do that to you.
A 6 and a 9.
Yes. All right. As wild stallions like that. All right. So yeah, the 2 points. You hold up the hand, and Purith is like just not sure why this alien knows, the Vulcan Masonic symbol, and he's a little bit confused. And actually, let me roll for this to see what he's going to pull off here. Okay, so he actually is a little bit surprised and tries to raise his arm, and it's the injured one, to return the salute of all things. And yeah, that's a little too much for him, because that's what I rolled against his fitness, and he didn't do well. He's an old geezer. He's spry, but he's got a big hole in him. So he starts crumpling to the deck. And that actually distracts Jatark. I don't know what you guys want to do at this point.
As soon as Jatark turns away, I draw my hand phaser, set on stun, and shoot him.
What?
You're just gonna plan him, huh?
I said set on stun.
I absolutely know that, but it's like it didn't even. Yeah, so you just gonna wail on the poor bastard. You're just go ahead and make a we see it's shooting, so it's control and security. And if I recall, I think you have 4 or 5 for your damage.
I got a 1 and a 2, so that's the total of 3. It's a crit plus an extra. Yeah,
that's a pile. Oh. Yeah, so you do generate 1 bonus momentum from that, which you can use to spend on making it extra annoying if you want. I forget what your phaser is.
Extra stun.
Yeah. Extra stuns. Okay. So do you have like a 5 dice?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, is that on your sheet?
I didn't transfer over weapons, so.
Oh, okay. Well, let's say it's 5. Because you have a momentum, you can spend it to roll an extra die.
Okay, so 5 total. 2 2s and a Starfleet.
Okay, Starfleet is a bonus. The way we do that here, at least for this purpose, Drew, is we'll do that as an exploding die. So go ahead and roll another die.
1.
Based on that freebie.
So
1. Okay.
2 2s.
So it's 1 point, 1 point. 2, 4. So you do generate 6 points of damage. He does not have any form of resistance.
Armor.
I don't have enough credible threat left to revive him. So he's gonna go down at least for this, which kind of sucks. The lieutenant's gonna have an after action report from hell at this point, I think. Gonna drop a marker on him. So yeah, he's down. Kurith is also already actually Kurith is down too. So F that. They're actually both out. Kurith is on the ground and kind of critical. If you want to try and get him back to the base or medical facilities here,
I will.
It's up to you guys.
I will definitely.
Well, actually, what does the lieutenant? What does the lieutenant want to do?
I think we should take him back to the Starbase.
Okay.
Yeah,
Shoot. Here's a weird thing. It's a 2-person shuttle. Who do you want to? Do you want to send the cadet back?
Yeah.
Okay.
With all due respect,
So we're gonna.
with all due respect, sir, I would again like to quote Starfleet regulations.
Take the injured Vulcan back and get him medical attention.
Yeah.
Please.
Yep. Orders is orders.
That's an order. Please wasn't.
I need your EVA suit, sir.
What?
I need his EVA suit. I need the commander, the lieutenant's EVA suit because the shuttle is outside.
No, we're not.
The shuttle's no, you're docked. You're hard docked.
Again,
you can literally just
we're in a shuttle, so I'd rather have him as much like an EVA suit just in case. Regulations. You want to take your jammies off?
I'll give him the EVA suit.
Stuff him in the suit. Okay, so you stuff him in the suit. You get him in the shuttle without too much incident. For the mercy of the story, he's not bleeding out.
I have a basic medical kit on board, so I can just like stabilize him enough that I can fly.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm going to make a presumption that you guys did what you could because each of you has a medical 1.
I have medical 2.
Which is you have medical 2.
Oh, wait, hang on a second.
Yeah. Hang on a second. Maybe not.
Okay, well, at this young age, yes, I would have a medical 1.
But either way, he is going to hold together with the suit on while you punt back. What we are is I hate to say it, we're up against time. While you hightail it back,
I'm taking.
I'm going to have.
Taking Jatark's weapon. I'm kidding. He's not going to have it anymore.
Oh yeah, you got Jatark's weapon. Jatark can come around if you want. Want to have a bit of an attempted diplomatic fix. But you can also poke around the ship. What? Sorry.
Just as I've detached from the ship, I exceed recommended safety speed to get back to the dock.
What I'm going to do is do a bit of a race against time. He can live for a little while. Can you roll con and control and any shuttle piloting you've got?
Which I have.
For focuses?
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm gonna, what the hell? I'll use an extra momentum to get 3 dice. This is
oh god.
Where's the end? Use 2 more.
Use them all. It's almost the end of the episode. Use them all. 3. Okay, so basically you made back the momentum you spent on the dice. Yeah. So you do make it back. By the way, once you get about half a click away from the ship, suddenly Starfleet is calling you, and it's Lieutenant Johansson saying, he's saying, "Hey, Alex, where are you, Alex? Where did you go? We can't. Alex, are you out there? Are you just screwing around? Did the cadet fly into an asteroid? Because I can't find you anywhere. What the hell? How could a cadet miss space?" So that's what he's saying. What do you want to say back to him? This is only Bajor.
Yeah. I had the screen pop over my face. I did not pilot a shuttle into an asteroid. I am not that sloppy of a human.
Wait, what did you do, Boot? Where's the lieutenant? Did you space him? I had 5 credits that you didn't. One of you would space the other one.
I am declaring a medical emergency. Please have a medical team on standby for my landing.
Oh shit! All right, and he's absolutely professional now. Hold on, I'll have a human triage kit and bring up. What did you do? What happened to Alex?
Prepare for a Vulcan injury incoming.
Oh, what?
And that's where I close the channel and just gun it.
Okay, and it's continuing to pepper you with stuff, and you can still see like there's little dancing request hails, and the Adosian will bring you in. And what I'll do is I'm going to flip back. Lieutenant Morgan, you do have run of the ship at the moment. It does not, your tricorder doesn't indicate any other active life forms.
Yeah, I would, with no other life forms on board, I would wait for Jatark to awaken and try to explain as best I can that we are rendering aid to his colleague.
Okay, so as you do you want to wander the ship a little bit? I'd love it if you wander the ship a little bit.
Try to find the bridge while he's out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the bridge is up there in the front. He's going to be out for a while. You can give him a stim if you want. But you go into the meditation chamber, and in the meditation chamber, if I got it here, if I can find it, come on. Why am I never going to find these good things? In the meditation chamber, you find one of these and a couple of these. So you've got some things in the meditation chamber. And what I'm going to do is some kind of cool stuff. You got some Kotric arcs.
Yeah, some relics.
And
I have no idea what they are. Some relics.
If you wanted to make a saving throw to see if you recognize them for an appropriate sense of wonder and awe.
Yeah, I'll do like a visual.
Yeah, it required reading at the academy. You just know what this shit is, If you want to do like reason and either, probably it's reason and science, which kind of sucks. Because I have a feeling you're both very unreasonable people.
What's the difficulty?
1. Required reading at the academy. Not gonna give you any gap.
7 and an 18.
All right. Well, you do recognize those are antiques, all right, and you definitely you can't read the inscriptions. You got an idea of what these might well be, because the awakening definitely gives you the writing. What a Vulcan. I think it's the Kishara was the thing, and you've got an idea of what a mummification or a Kotric arc is, even though it's deeply personal and private to the Vulcan people. But yeah, so you've got that. You will have some explaining to do, like Lucy. Maybe they'll understand. But what I wanted to do was say thanks, guys, for playing tonight. Everybody, thank you, lords of everyone, for playing, for enjoying this, for going and looking at a little bit of one of our players' history, and also potentially introducing a new character to the story, but most definitely a new player. So is there anywhere, Drew, is there anywhere on Twitter or the Tweeties or anything you want to, or are you good?
I'm good.
Yeah, building your brand.
Yep, still building them.
All right, still building your brand. We're here for you. But I wanted to say, hey, thanks everybody, all you lords and ladies of fate, not fate, but architects of fate. Thank you for enjoying this time with us. We are on hiatus as we begin rebranding ourselves and taking some rests, and also that we don't have anything scheduled for this week except Friday evening at 6:30 Eastern. Well, actually, no, we don't even have that. We're actually all off all this week. I think our next show is Friday after this, and that's Cookie Trek. So, again, join us in the Discord because there are things going on there. But I hate to say that that's about it. Broadcast, do we have a raid or is that just off the table? Because I can't hear broadcast.
Let's take a moment to thank our people behind the camera who help keep this channel going, and also thank you everybody who's behind, and let's also thank everybody who watches because it's possible.
Yeah, we'll be rating Vi, and Vi does crossovers with us. He did crossovers for Cookie Trek, and he's done raids on us before. So they have a really good time. I'm kind of burning out the time until 250. I hate to say. But no, thanks, guys. I know that this was tough to throw you two players into a bit of a deep end, and make you take different versions of your characters. Tonight, that was kind of a bit of a stretch.
This is better than sitting at home watching TV, where playing tabletop games are a nice way to get away from real life for a while.
Absolutely.
Oh man, but I got a really nice TV. But yeah, it's
use this or play video games.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, but also, like I said, there's a number of things happening as we rebrand. Hey, everybody, when we raid into V, give a shout out to him and thanks so much.
Thanks for watching.
I'm just really